Welcome to ItemPads. It is a revolutionary way of storing, retrieving, and manipulating hundreds, thousands, and even millions of items of information. This is a quick introduction to give overview of the common functionality it exhibits. We have the banner over here, which is currently showing the ItemPads. If we click on calendar, we see a calendar of all of the items that have dates within the database. This, for example, are the recent pages we've displayed in most recent order. Here we have a search, and we can search on any particular item that might exist within the database. These are all of our common types. For example, customers. Clicking on it brings up a list of the current customers. Let us add a new page. We can click on page, and maybe it is a customer type. So we will add Joe Customer. We'll add a whole big one, and we can add that as a person. We can add several items. Do this for him tomorrow. Remember, he is a pain. If, for example, we wish to change the item type, we can do that later because I don't want to do that now. Let's look at a customer that already exists, Joe Customer. We can see here activity, the different categories of items that exist in the database, activities, issues we might have with the customer, his different locations, various notes. We can also look at various attributes he might have, single attributes. For example, we could look at his phone and email information. We can look at total dollars and gender and be able to store that within the database also. So for example, he is male. We type in male and it enters. We can also enter in, more specifically, his first name being Joe and his last name being Customer. There's many different ways of altering the main page's display characteristics. We've just seen the attribute groups, which would be located under this button, attribute groups. We can change the style. Let's go back to a category that has a little bit more information. And we can change the page style, and we can say that we want to see it as 2 columns, or we can even say it as 3 columns. We can go back to the 1 column and show it as 2 items per row. We can get more specific in our filtering by bringing up the filter, and we can show specifically issues, or specifically notes, or let's try again, specifically notes, or specifically opportunities, or specifically orders. We can also, if we wish, alter the overall style and show the attributes to the left and the different items of the page, Joe Customer, to the right. If we show attribute groups, if we right-click, we can show multiple attribute groups. We can go back to category and see all activity, making for a nice display. On the bottom of the page, we can easily add new items as we had just seen before. This is a new item. It automatically filters on that particular type. Maybe there's a new order. This is a new order. We can click the drop down, drop the pop-up, and add it as an order. It automatically filters on an order, and there is our new order. And maybe that order is for $123, and it was delivered as of today. At the very bottom, we also see the ItemPads. This is a quick and easy way of getting to different locations within the system. We might want to see the new items. We click on new, and these are the new pages that we've added. We might want to go to the different types in the system. And if we show all of them, we can see customer, the person, the Paul Big one that we just entered. We can see various to-do lists. If we click again, it enters into the to-do lists, and we can see important to-dos for project ABC, important to-dos for project DEF, and so on. If we go back to our types and we click customer, this is a basic browse of the type. We can sort this in many different ways. We can do many different things to this. For example, let's say Paul Who is female. We can click and we can group it by male and by female, and we see male and female. If we sort by item, let us go back to seeing it sorted by type. If we go back to Joe Customer and we click on the group header order, we see all of the different attributes groups that we can see about orders. This would be the main one, which is currently in play. Here are different attributes. Here are more attributes. Here's a lot more attributes, and here's so many more attributes. If we click on the order, the group header title itself, we can add a new one. In particular, that's of value if we're here, and let's set this back to showing a full length. We can click there, it adds a new item. If we click on that item, we can see a menu of the functionalities we can do to that item. We wish to edit it in line. This is another wonderful item. And we can add, this is further information about that item. Maybe it has a date of next Saturday. Click and enter and done. This is still an open situation. If we go back to page style and we show it as one per row, we can click this and come out of the inline. We can display this, if we click on the header again, we can display it as a browse. Should work, right? We can display it as freeform, which it is. We can display it as inline, which is a shorter, more condensed methodology. Up top is a menu for the particular type that's in play. This is a customer, so we see all of the various functionalities that we can do with type. We can go immediately to showing it in the main, and we see all of our customers again. We can see frequencies about that customer. For example, if we click on gender, we see 1 female and 4 males. If we click on male, then it filters just on the male. And there's many other functionalities that we can do on types en masse. Clicking anywhere within the banner brings us back to ItemPads. The ItemPads menu is the main menu, and one can reach any location within the system easily from this main menu. If we click the title of the main, it will show us many of the functionalities that we can perform on the main. For example, we can add a new item directly here, and so on. If we click again, it will show us the listing of all of the items that are in the main. If we click all, and we click category, we see them grouped by their various categories. That's helpful for when an item, such as orders, has multiple children. So for this order, we can see all of the children of the order, and for this order, we can see all of its children. And so that concludes our very quick introduction. I hope that you've been illuminated to the possibilities that ItemPads can do for your organizational needs. This is Bob Krimenacker. Bye-bye.